The three study tips that I would recommend is, well, what I do is I come on campus to avoid studying in my room because it's small, so the bed is right here. So anytime you feel tired or anything like that, you just immediately want. I also, I'd recommend forming groups, forming um, within your classmates, groups within your classmates, to ask them whatever questions that you might have so that you don't get lost in the course.
Try to rest as much as you can because being online, looking on the screen may damage your eyes now in time. So yeah, the best way is just keep on resting and keep on downloading those files and managing your work time wisely.
I would advise is that you study in 25-minute increments, like 25 minute study, 5-minute break. It's a study technique that's called the Pomodoro technique. And then second one is called spaced repetition. So like you study, then study a week after that, then 2 weeks, then a month. Okay, so another thing is to figure out what kind of learning style best suits you. So I know I'm an auditory learner, so I learn best like when someone teaches me something or I watch YouTube videos. So yeah.
Okay, so the study tips we think that might help you guys is that go to the library.
Definitely.
Yes.
And it's a really good way to cope because you're changing your environment constantly. Do not study in your room unless it really works for you.
Yeah.
You see your bed and you think, Ugut, you're going to catch up later. It's
Let me
not
sleep.
going to happen.
Yes.
You're going to fall asleep.
And catch up, guys. Catch up at your own time. If the lecturers recorded their lessons, catch up. It's okay. Yeah.
Assignments first and readings later if it works.
So I think like a good way to go about online learning would be to have some sort of time management and like set a time for school, and then have like a period where after a certain time you don't do school at all.
Another one that I would say is a good thing to a good study tip is to like ensure that you have a sense of consistency with your work, because like the last thing you want is like having a bunch of work just piling up and like to the point that you can't now comprehend it or like handle you are overwhelmed. Yeah, well.
And then another one that I thought of right now is like having some sort of teamwork, like not being afraid to communicate with other people and your lecturers and your tutors, and just seeking help in any way possible. Like,
Yeah.
I currently prefer to study in a place filled with people, and it kind of reminds me of contact classes. It's a good way to keep me motivated and listening in my own classes. And another thing I do is to put on headsets and listen to music. It calms you down before you study. Yeah.